Good evening, Gills fans. Welcome back to another episode of Gills in the Blood TV. As you can see, for this week's match day review show, we are recording in the car on the way back from what was a massive victory for the Gills. It wasn't pretty. It certainly wasn't attractive. At times, it was fairly attritional. But the main thing is Robbie McKenzie's multiple deflected strike got us over the line in the second half as we picked up a huge win to move 12 points clear of the drop zone. Stocky, I'm going to come to you first. Like I've said, it wasn't a pretty game, was it? I think if we just sum it up quickly before looking at the sort of the nitty-gritty parts, it was a first half, I think, that was fairly even. We probably just shaded it, but it was certainly two sides that severely lacked in any type of form or confidence. But I thought second half we were much better with the ball. We came out and we tried to press them back, didn't we? And I think we were the only side that really looked like winning the football match. Yeah, definitely. They offered nothing. You just looked at the stats and they've had no shots on target, and the shots claims that they have had, I can't even remember, to be honest. No, I really can't remember Glenn Morris having anything to do apart from coming to claim a couple of crosses and just sweep up behind his central defenders. Yeah, we said before the game, that it was a must-win rather than a don't lose it. And you know, 12 points, that's such a massive gap now at this stage of the season. Obviously, the form we've been in, we've got to acknowledge it's one win out of God knows how many. Yeah, exactly. So it's just a very small step on the road to recovery. But like you say, it's a good stepping stone. It's the monkey off the back, so to speak. John Coleman's first win as well in charge, that'll help him. Yeah, and it helped, you know, players like Sam Gow, who's, you know, featured within these last few games as well, for him to get his first win, and you could see what it meant to him at the end, like him and Joe in particular, who was absolutely outstanding today, by the way. Yeah, Joe Bode, man of the match, and finally we agreed with the sponsors man of the match. Usually it's the goal scorer or someone they randomly pick when they're drunk. But he probably would have lasted the 90 if he hadn't picked up that booking, wouldn't he? I think that was a sensible change, definitely, because he was playing a little bit on the edge, wasn't he? And there was, like you said, I think during the game there'd been 3 fouls after the yellow card. Yeah, they're soft ones, but they're an accumulation, and I was worried that Coleman had kind of missed that opportunity to take him off whilst he had the chance. Luckily the goal came, didn't it? So then obviously he probably relaxed as well, John, and wasn't as frustrated as he had been before the opening strike from Robbie. But yeah, it was still the right call, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. But if we go back to 2 PM Saturday afternoon, which we always do, in terms of team news, there was no change at all to the starting 11, which I think some fans were a little bit miffed by, given that yes, we'd created a few chances against Fleetwood in that defeat in the week, hadn't we, Stocky? But that front three didn't really look entirely fluid. It looked a little bit lopsided, a little bit disjointed. But I can understand Coleman, I suppose, with the benefit of hindsight going with it, because Nevitt got his goal. Hawkins did have a positive impact at times, and you know what Joe gives you, heart on sleeve, will press from the front. And I suppose, in fairness, they all justified their selection today, didn't they? Because we thought Ollie Hawkins was really good up to his withdrawal. Nevitt, again, works his absolute arse off, doesn't have a lot of luck. He's unlucky with one effort in the first half, and Joe was rightly called Gillingham's man of the match. Yeah, no, definitely. There weren't a player that put a foot wrong. You know, there's no one that put in a poor performance, and yes, you've got to take the opposition into account and the fact that they haven't offered much, but you know, can only beat what's in front of you. Exactly. We've been moaning and groaning for so long, and there's teams that we've lost against who haven't been great, so it's nice to come away from the game having picked up the 3 points and finally won a game, and you know, the players gave a good account of themselves, and the fans more than played their part as well, so there's been a bit of a call to arms, hasn't there, on social media over the sort of, not the weekend, the lead up to Saturday afternoon's kick-off, and I mean, I put a tweet up as well and said, let's forget our differences in terms of the fan base, and then let's get behind the boys for 90 minutes. I think in terms of, you know, the whole stadium, they absolutely did that, and in fairness to the players, they did respond to it, didn't they, against, albeit very poor opposition. Yeah, definitely. There weren't really any moaning and groaning. Obviously, you're going to get your natural kind of sighs when I think passes go awry and that type of thing. Misplaced and stuff like that. But even then, it wasn't. It was minimal, wasn't it? Yeah, minimal, like you say, and you know, the goal definitely lifted everyone as well. And one good thing about the goal is, like, we didn't withdraw back into our shell. Obviously, the other night we scored and then sat off for 5 minutes. But we kept that same momentum, and you know, potentially could have nicked another one. But Yeah, in terms of that first half though, I think we had 3 chances really, or half chances, all from distance, weren't they? Armani Little, left-footed, shifted his weight and stepped inside and drilled one straight down Harry Burgoyne's throat. Excuse me. We then had Elliot Nevitt was unlucky, that whipped finish at the far top corner that just grazed the bar, and Joe Bode was unlucky with a similar sort of shot, wasn't he? Morecambe, like we've already said, you can tell why they're second bottom. They don't score enough goals. They look neat and tidy, but similar to us, it all felt very powder puffed, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That first half, I'd say, like you said earlier on before you started recording, it was 2 teams low on confidence, at times low on quality as well, and yeah, Morecambe didn't trouble us at all. I can't recall, them beating our fullbacks or anything like that, or playing a defence splitting pass that looked to cause us trouble. There was a few early errors from Sam Gale. He was quality, don't get me wrong, but and nothing major, but there's a few kind of hiccups from him. But
yeah, a couple of times he's tried to shield it out of play, hasn't he? And the lad Dackers, who's about 18 foot tall, managed to sort of wrap a leg round him and keep it in play, but he got better as the game went on, didn't he, Sam?
Yeah, no, definitely, and like I said, there were minor blips from Sam, but in general it was another brilliant performance from him, and he's growing into the shirt week on week. You can see his confidence building as well, and plays for the badge, which is what the fans want to see, gets stuck in. Yeah.
And I think in terms of everyone, I don't think we can fault the effort in the last few games. If you look at the 3 unbeaten before Fleetwood, the effort's certainly been there. The quality still has some way to go because of a lack of confidence amongst the playing group, but I thought second half we were really, really good, because we could have allowed that game to drift, but we came out on the front foot. We got into good areas. Well, I think we got into good areas. Apologies for some of the footage on the Matchday Live, because the sun was so low that we've struggled to actually see what's been going on. But the game was predominantly played in their third, wasn't it? Not just in their half.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. If there was one team that was going to go on and score, it would have been us. The past few games this season, even though games have gone like that, we then tend to concede. So again, it's just another tick in the box, another step in the right direction that we've managed to win a game like that, where perhaps earlier this season we would have gone on to lose that or drop points.
Yeah, switch off and see the soft goal, yeah, and make a mistake that ends up, because we've heard lots of managers say, didn't we, down the years, that if you can't win a football match, make sure you don't lose it. But we've contrived to lose matches that we shouldn't have done in recent weeks and months, and that's not just a John Coleman issue. But yeah, plenty of chances, weren't there? Max Amer's had a couple of that have sort of dropped him in the box. One he's tried to clip far post, one he's had blocked. Joe Bode got in really good areas down the right hand side. A couple of half shouts for penalties. I think the second one was more of a more of a case he had, but the first one was a good tackle, I thought, from David to Tonda.
Had a good battle down there, that side.
Yeah, that was decent to watch that, to be fair. Both on a yellow card, both play on the edge, both probably got taken off for persistent fouling after their cautions as well.
Yeah.
And when the goal comes, it probably summed up the game, didn't it? It was never going to be a pretty winner, and we know Robbie McKenzie's capable of it because he did it at Walsall a couple of weeks ago. But the ball comes to, I suppose all you want from Robbie is just to make sure that you get your head over the ball, your knee bent, and you hit the target, which is what he's done.
Exactly, you just want the shot going on target, and then you never know what's going to happen. The old saying, if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle. And
exactly.
He's won a few raffles with that strike. But
probably like further cemented his position as player of the year as well.
But like I said, pre-game, I don't care how we win, whether it deflects off someone or whether it's a scream from 25 yards. The important thing was to win. So
that's it, yeah, absolutely. It was all about just getting 3 points today and just finding a way to get ourselves over the line, and that's what we've done. So, no moaning from us at all today. We've been very critical of this team over the last 3 months, and rightly so. And I like to think that we try to be as constructive with it as possible. But today, nothing but praise. I can understand why John Coleman's picked the same team. Albeit I didn't entirely agree with it.
And you'd also argue as well that goal probably came at the right time, because again, time was ticking away, and you think you've probably left it too late in terms of making some of the impact from subs that we was looking at the time in the game, with like Dak.
Yeah, Dak was out. Clark was out, wasn't we? We was just thinking you just got to change it here. We said Hawkins probably had to come off second half, so can't argue with that. He probably just run out of a bit of steam, and in fairness, it was because of our more mobile forward players that we were getting joy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
and Jimmy J Morgan come on, put himself about, was a victim of GBH as well, but we don't want to talk too much about the referee, but that's probably one of the worst officiating decisions I've seen in a long time.
That wasn't given as a foul as well. Like,
well, you said it was borderline red card.
It was kicked up in the air. It was just remarkable, and then the full process with myself was yellow or red. But yeah, to not even have a foul, it was mad. But didn't get that one at all.
But then he, to be fair, he was consistently inconsistent throughout the whole game, the man in the middle. But that is the only gripe from us in this evening's review show. It's great to be back to winning ways. It's great to be able to bring you, you know, a winning goal on a match day live, and it's great to be able to bring you a positive review show. Reece is still absent because of personal issues going on in his life, so again we continue to wish Reece well, but it's been great to have Stocky on weekend duty with us for the match day live, and of course for this match day review show. As always, we appreciate you watching, we appreciate you listening. Please continue to hit that like button, and please consider hitting subscribe. It's been an enjoyable weekend, and we've not said that for a long time. Until next time, the main thing is up the Gills.